good.
That was an example of negative reinforcement because Julia was completing the task efficiently and working hard, so Philip decided to take away her detention slip. In this clip, Avalon got her phone taken away in class. Philip told her she could get it back as long as she helped sort his book collection. This is an example of positive reinforcement.
If Mr. Coe marked you absent for being late to class, that is considered negative reinforcement.
Actually, I think that's positive punishment.
According to my sources, that's negative reinforcement. Julia?
Actually, that's positive punishment.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I think it's negative reinforcement.
Julia and Avalon were arguing whether or not a situation was an example of negative reinforcement or positive punishment. Julia and Avalon's argument heated up and resulted in violence. As a result, Philip called their parents in order to reprimand their behavior. This is an example of positive punishment.
Bam.
Julia didn't study for the unit test, so she decided to cheat by taking a picture of Avalon's paper. The negative punishment was applied when Philip caught her in the act and took away her phone.
Every day, Julia reads her book for an hour. If she completes this task, Mrs. Avalon puts a check mark on her daily grade. This happens every day, so this is an example of a fixed ratio. Julia! Julia, are you on your phone again? Every time that Julia stops reading her book and goes on her phone, Mrs. Avalon throws a piece of paper at her. However, each time this happens, the number of papers fluctuate, so in a sense, this is a variable ratio, because each time this happens, the same action occurs, but with a different amount of papers. Congratulations, Julia. After weeks of hard work, you've earned a sip of water. Julia put her gum on the wall in class, so for 2 weeks, Julia had to scrape the walls after class. As a reward, Miss Avalon gave her a sip of water. This is a fixed interval schedule. Thank you, Julia. Good job. Julia, do you have your homework today?
No.
Julia, each day, homework is assigned. For the majority of the days, Julia turns in her homework, but there are a couple days that she doesn't. As an overall score, she receives an 88 in the class. The majority of her work was complete, but the rest of it was not. She was rewarded for the completed work, but it was not consistent. This is a variable interval. Every time that Julia reads her book, so this, in a sense, I totally forgot what it's